In this video, we tell the story of the musician Enya, the creator of timeless hits such as and Caribbean Blue. Enya did not simply rise to commercial success. She also earned lasting recognition and, in our view, became the undisputed queen of the New Age music wave that swept across the musical landscape of the late 80s and 90s. She achieved this through an outer-worldly sound, deeply rooted in her Irish heritage and shaped by her upbringing in a profoundly musical family. Her work is laced with Celtic tones and shimmering ethereal textures. Enya's compositions poses a rare, almost magical quality, grazing not only the ears of the listener, but touching their spirit and soul, carrying them into a realm of dreams and quiet reverie. Her story is one of warmth, magic, and sacred solitude, and it begins with the birth of Ethna, known to the world as Enya. Enya, or Ethna, was born on May 17, 1961, in the Gaeltacht region of Gweedore, County Donegal in Ireland, emerged from a family steeped in music. She was one of 9 siblings, all raised in a home where melodies were as natural as breath. Her mother, Moira, had once played in a dance band and later became a choir director and music teacher. Her father, Leo, performed with the Slieve Foy show band before opening a tavern that would echo with both laughter and song. From the beginning, Enya's life moved to the pulse of music. At the age of 3, she stepped onto the stage as Little Red Riding Hood and sang, a child cloaked in red, cradled by the haunting wind of Irish tradition. At 11, she was sent to a convent school in Milford, where she began her classical training, solitary, disciplined, devotional. The quiet hours spent with the piano became a ritual, each note pressed like a prayer. These hidden devotions would one day rise again, woven into the celestial textures of her future sound. After finishing school, she joined her family's band, Clannad, at the suggestion of their manager, Ricky Ryan. The group included her twin uncles, 2 of her older brothers, and her sister. Enya contributed backing vocals, played the Wurlitzer electric piano, and later brought in the ambient textures of the Prophet 5 synthesizer. She recorded 2 albums with Clannad and toured Europe. But her creative spirit sought a different path. In 1982, after completing the tour, Enya left Clannad alongside Nicky Ryan. She moved into the home of Nicky and his wife, Roma Ryan, in Artane, Dublin. A modest space that soon became a crucible of transformation. There, in a repurposed room with a little more space than a piano, she began composing freely, improvising, and discovering her sound. Roma, upon hearing Enya's early compositions, envisioned them as cinematic, haunted landscapes of sound. She sent out tapes to film producers. One reply changed everything. David Putnam, captivated by the music, invited Enya to compose for his 1984 film, The Frog Prince. This was the first time she used her name, Enya. a simplification of her birth name, at least in spelling, but a version which was far simpler for non-Irish speakers to pronounce. From there, her signature began to form. Ethereal harmonies, layered vocals, and melodies drawn from Celtic mysticism and classical structures. Her next major project was the soundtrack for the BBC documentary The Celts. The music, released under the simple title Enya, caught the ear of Rob Dickens, chairman of Warner Music UK. At an Irish awards ceremony, he approached her and offered a record deal, not for commercial promise, but out of sheer admiration. "I signed with her with no commercial potential in mind," he would later say. "I was just a fan." In 1988, she released Watermark. The final track, Orinoco Flow, became a quiet revolution. It rose to #1 in the UK, spreading like a mist across the world. The album went platinum in 14 countries. With it, Enya introduced a new form, not genre-bound, but elemental. Her sound was not music as performance, but music as presence.
Following a lengthy deliberation and some very stiff competition, we deemed Watermark the most worthy recipient for this year's Classic Irish Album Award. Not only is Enya's second record a remarkable piece of work for its time, but it has endured across the 37 years since its release and continues to inspire and influence generations of musicians to this day.
She returned in 1991 with Shepherd Moons, which featured tracks like Caribbean Blue and Book of Days, and earned her first Grammy Award. The album sold over 10 million copies worldwide. The Memory of Trees followed in 1995, debuting at #9 on the US charts and also securing a Grammy. In 1997, she released the retrospective Paint the Sky with Stars alongside the box set A Box of Dreams, a 3-disc reflection on her decade of music. But the life of artists also has its nightmares. In 1996, a stalker tracked Enya for over a year, arriving at her father's pub wearing a pendant engraved with her image. When confronted, he wounded himself with a blade. In 2005, another intruder broke into her home, detaining a housemaid while searching for her. Enya hid in a panic room, safe but changed.
The former Clannad star hid in a bedroom and activated a panic alarm which frightened the intruder, who then fled. It is the third time that the publicity-shy singer has been stalked. A crazed Italian fan once trailed her for more than a year and even stabbed himself when he was thrown out of Enya's parents' pub. The singer has now beefed up security and does not leave her house without a minder, while security guards are constantly on patrol around the castle.
After that, the gates to her public life slowly closed. In 1997, Enya invested £2.5 million into the 19th century castle Mandalay, transforming it with renovations, substantial security measures, and then seemingly disappearing from the public eye within its walls. A local told The Sun, "You wouldn't even know there was anyone there most of the time." Her view on love mirrored this reclusion. "After a bad day in the studio, I'm dark and difficult to be with. I want and need to be on my own. What sort of man would be able to adapt?" She chose not to blind herself. "My affairs are with melody and words and beautiful sounds." "People think it sounds sad," she once said. "But believe me, I'm happy. I am my music." In 2000, after years of silence, she released A Day Without Rain. Its single, Only Time, became an anthem of mourning after the September 11 attacks. A remix was released, with all proceeds going to the International Association of Firefighters. With over 15 million copies sold, it became her best-selling album, and the moment she became known across America. In 2001, Peter Jackson, sensing her affinity with the mystic, invited her to score The Fellowship of the Ring. She wrote May It Be and co-wrote Enya with Roma Ryan.
May it be when darkness falls.
May It Be received an Oscar nomination. Enya performed it at the Academy Awards, one of her rare public appearances, her voice briefly stepping into the light. In 2005 came Amarantine. In 2008, And Winter Came, a meditation on winter's hush. Both albums pushed her sales past 70 million. In 2009, she marked the 20th anniversary of Watermark with The Very Best of Enya, released in several editions, including a collector's box. A fitting tribute to 2 decades of being the queen of New Age music. At 54, she released Dark Sky Island. At 58, Christmas Secrets. Even now, she remains untouched by the machinery of touring. Why has she never held a concert? The official reason was time. Touring interrupted creation. Then came the question of whether her layered recordings could be delivered live. But the deeper truth is simpler. She never had to. Her music reached the world without her body leaving the sanctuary. She chose the quiet. Today she lives alone in Mandalay, unmarried, childless, a mother instead of 12 cats. Only her dearest companions, Nikki and Roma Ryan, or close family, are allowed to breach the stillness. Enya's legacy is singular and remarkable. She stands as the best-selling Irish solo artist of all time, with a minor planet, 6433 Enya, and even a species of fish from the Orinoco River, Leporinus Enya, named in her honor. She also holds 2 honorary doctorates. And most importantly, she has gifted us with the access to some of the most tranquil and magical tunes that the human ear will ever be treated to for ages to come. Thank you, Enya. We wish you the best.